Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Jasenia, and today we're going to go ahead and continue our Star Wars origami series. As you know, and as I've said before, this is the 36 Amazing Paper Folding Projects from a Galaxy Far, Far Away book by Chris Alexander. And for today, we're going to be making the Millennium Falcon. So let's go ahead and get inside the book and see how to make this. Going to page 227. We're going to make it here to our Millennium Falcon. As you know, and as I've said before, the origami book comes in different levels. The level for the Millennium Falcon is the Padawan level, which is about a level 2 of difficulty. So it's not the most impossible thing to make. But, you know, there's going to be some kind of expertise needed. And as I've also said before, in the actual pages behind the book, it comes with the papers made specifically with the patterns and pictures per every piece. So we're going to go ahead and look for the one that is meant for the Millennium Falcon so that we can go ahead and get started. As I've also said before, make sure you pay attention to the little black bar inside the crease of the book because it tells you what side to start with, whether it's facing down or facing up, as well as you have to keep in mind that each project comes with about 2 to 3 papers for it. So if you want to get a really good practice run while you're watching this video, I do highly suggest to kind of get other paper first, like normal construction paper, printer paper, things of that sort, so that by the time you feel like you're more confident in actually being able to do this to your best of your ability, then that way you could actually use the real paper and not waste any. So according to the book, we're going to go ahead and start with the actual pattern facing down. So after you take out the piece of paper that goes with the Millennium Falcon, it then says to go ahead and place this sheet of paper facing down. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. And then the next thing we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to do a preliminary base fold, which pretty much means that every possible halves that the paper can be folded into, that's what we're going to do. So you guys can see what I'm talking about. We're going to go ahead and start with what we like to call a hot dog fold. Anybody that goes back to those kindergarten, elementary school days, we're going to go ahead and start with a fold like that. And then we're going to go ahead and unfold it and do a hamburger fold. The other reason you might want to practice with another type of paper, like the printer paper or whatever, is because this paper tends to be a little bit more delicate, so it will rip a lot easier. So until you're actually comfortable with creating the piece itself, I do highly suggest to, you know, use a tougher paper that has a little bit more stability to it, so that by the time you get to this, you can have a little bit more of a delicate hand with it. So after doing those 2 half folds, we should have a cross in the middle right here. Now we're just going to go ahead and do the same thing, but do it diagonally so that each side should be a perfect triangle pretty much. So we're going to go ahead and join all those corners together, unfold, and do the same thing. So that now we have not only a cross in the middle, but a X as well. So it's supposed to be like an all kind of star shape, kind of abstract star. We're going to go ahead and fold this so that it kind of makes a diamond shape. And by doing that, what we need to do is grab one corner, bring in the other 2 sides of the of the corners next to each other, and then folding this corner flat out. And then you should get something like this, which is pretty much just a normal looking kind of triangle. I mean diamond. Apologies, a normal looking diamond. Once we go ahead and do that, next we're going to go ahead and take these two full sides right here of that diamond shape, and we're going to go ahead and bring that in up until that midpoint fold so that it kind of does like this little kind of kite shape. And we're going to just bring in the sides so that they align evenly. And just make sure to do that. Just make sure to do that on the other side as well. So once again, you're going to go ahead and take those two sides, bring them in so that they align with this middle kind of crease right here, and fold it in so that it kind of has that kite shape going on. Once we have done that, we're going to go ahead and unfold all of this, and we're going to do what is called a petal fold. So a petal fold, what you're going to do is you're going to take the top piece right here, you're going to bring that up, make sure that all those folds are sticking out. After you have this kite shape, then what you're going to do is you're going to take this triangle right here on the top, and you're going to fold it forward and fold it back as well. Now you're going to go ahead and unfold everything you just did, and now we're going to do what is called a petal fold. So for a petal fold, what you're going to do is you're going to take that top piece of paper right here, you're going to go ahead and bring that up so that all the folds are kind of sticking out, and then you're going to go ahead and bend it on that fold we did on the top triangle when we had it the shape of a kite, so that it looks like that pretty much, and then we can just go ahead and lay that flat. And then you're just going to go ahead and do that to the other side as well. Again, taking this thin piece right here, I'm going to go ahead and bring all those creases out, except for the one that was folded in half on the top. Push that forward and lay everything flat. So once we have done that and laid everything flat, we're going to go ahead and bring those flaps down. So now we actually do have a legit looking kite shape. We're going to go ahead and fold this top triangle right here into thirds. So there's actual lines where they're supposed to be folded. If you look very closely at these little red lines that are actually here, you're just going to fold it exactly where they are. Go ahead and just do that. And then with that valley fold, we're just going to go ahead and turn it around and do the same thing, just making sure we get both sides so that it can crease up in both sides. Next, we're going to go ahead and bring these two flaps back up and lay them flat, and then we're going to bring them forward while you still kept that crease inside, and just let it fall down. So now it should be shaped like a diamond. Bringing all of this back, you're going to do the same thing to the other side, just to make sure you have it going in both directions. Now we're going to unfold everything all over again, going back to that regular kite shape we had. And we're actually going to take this little crease right here that we did earlier, and we're going to go ahead and sink that in. And to sink that in, I find the easiest way to do it is just by opening it up a little bit and kind of slowly, without unfolding everything completely and losing your place, just pushing it in. Take your time with this part because I want to say this is definitely the hardest part of it. So just make sure you're just pushing it as much as you possibly can to sink it in. And there we go. Now we're going to go ahead and fold this up to that red crease that we had made earlier. And we're going to go ahead and just push that up. And we're going to turn this around and do the same thing here so that they should line up at both peaks. And then what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to actually open up these sides so that when you lay it flat, you actually have the Millennium Falcon's top piece facing on the top. So all I really did was, it was like this. It was literally facing like that with these two pieces hanging out. You're just going to fold and evenly fold in the back so that way now we have, you know, it opened on another side that is matching to where we need it opened to, if that makes sense. Now we're going to go ahead and with these two little pieces right here, this is the front part of the Millennium Falcon, we're going to go ahead and fold these down just a little bit. It's kind of like a slight line there that you can follow. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this edge right here and we're going to go ahead and bring that forward and fold it. And then you're going to bring that down and do the same thing on this edge. So that now there should be kind of this even X in between the middle of this. Once you do that, you should be able to bring this and fold one of the creases that you made earlier so that you have this kind of piece going on. If you turn it around, you're going to see these two kind of lines going straight down on either side. You're going to fold it on the back side on that line. And then this piece right here, we're going to go ahead and fold that in, going along this black line. And finally folding a little bit of this top triangle down so that it's obviously not pointy, it's just laying flat. Next, we're going to go ahead and fold this part, this kind of last triangle piece over here, all the way up to that point that we have left, and bring that all the way up. And then we're going to go ahead and bring this point back up until this crease right here. We're then going to take this little triangle piece as well and fold that all the way to the tip of that stop right here. And then we're going to take this little piece with that triangle that we just folded up and fold it in half. And the reason for all of that is because we're going to then take this piece right here, that is the little triangle with a little tiny portion underneath, and you're going to open this part right here, and you're going to stick that right in there so that it tucks it in nicely. We're just going to go ahead and tuck that in. So to go ahead and finish this off and make it look more rounded like the actual Millennium Falcon is, we're going to go ahead and take these end pieces right here that kind of give them that boxy shape, and we're going to fold in those corners. And in doing that, made it more rounder. Just like this. Now, some little quick tips that I would suggest you guys, you can kind of get tape and put it under here so that way it holds itself better. I would also probably suggest cutting these pieces off instead of just folding them. And then, like I've said before, if you want this to kind of lay flatter so that way you can really like have it like origami, I would suggest putting it in an actual book. Putting heavy objects on top of that, and then it's gonna just, you know, lay super flat. But this is our finished Millennium Falcon. It's super cool, super cute, looks exactly like it, and actually should fly just like it as well. So I hope you guys had fun doing the Millennium Falcon. Please stay tuned for our other origami videos. I will be doing 2 more of this series, and I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye!